Hello, and welcome to the Michigan Association for College Admissions Counseling Virtual College Fair. We thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time throughout the session. Your camera and microphone are turned off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at strivescan.com/Michigan. I'd now like to turn it over to our first presenter of the afternoon, Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design.
Hi, everyone. Let me just get 1 second to get my screen share up. My name is Janet. I'm an admissions counselor from the Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design, or as we like to call it, MIAD. Let's get it in full screen mode here for you. So at MIAD, we offer a 4-year BFA program in 5 different majors. Illustration, communication design, which is graphic design, new studio practice, fine art, which encompasses all media within fine art, pursuing a professional studio practice, product design, pretty much explanatory in the name, and interior architecture and design. We are Wisconsin's only fully accredited private nonprofit college of art and design. We are located in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, in the historic 3rd Ward.
Hey, Janet, your presentation is black. I don't know if you're sharing the right screen or if it just hasn't loaded, but I just want to let you know.
Sure, thank you. Give me 1 second and let me just try to refresh it for you. Any changes?
Okay, now we can see. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, guys, this is the slide that I was on. So like I was saying, we have 5 BFA programs. We are a small school, so around under 1,000 students, which gives you those really small class sizes. You'll have about 16 to 18 students per professor. The majority of the time, you are in your studio courses. So whatever your major is, when you declare your major at the end of your sophomore year, at the end of your freshman year, I'm sorry. And then you will be supported in those classes through our liberal studies program, where you'll be taking mandatory classes in writing, history, humanities, and science. We also have some other options to customize your education at MIAD. So we have a partnership with Marquette University, really prestigious school just located 10 minutes west of us. And you can actually take classes at Marquette for no additional cost. Students like to do this to take fun things like a dance class or pursue minors in business and advertising as well. We also have study abroad and an ACAD exchange program. So you can exchange at a variety of schools across the nation and abroad. Usually your MIAD tuition stays the same and all of your grants and loans are able to transfer over. We also offer really great internships and careers while you're in school, working directly through our career services department, which is located on campus. Our campus is a 1-building campus, and our MIAD dorms are located actually just across the street, so you don't have to go very far at all to get home. And our dorms are apartment style, so it's 5 students per suite. It's 2 bedrooms, 2 bath, full kitchen. We do have a virtual tour available online. Our professional facilities include one of the largest printmaking labs in the Midwest, a huge expansive wood shop, sculpture lab. We also have really great classrooms that are able for students to adjust and use the space as needed to create, for example, like we have in the corner here, this large mural installation piece that was created inside of a classroom. We have 2 professional gallery spaces that exhibit artists from within Milwaukee and internationally that are also open to the public. And each student is offered a personal studio once they declare their major their sophomore year. If you like what you see, visit miad.edu and you can check out some more images as well as our virtual tours live online. How do you apply? It's super easy. We just need a 10-piece portfolio, your high school transcripts, and complete our online application. Our applications are still open for fall 2021, but if you would like to apply for next year, the application will open in the end of the summer at August. So we do have scholarships awarded for every first-time freshman student that applies and is accepted. We believe that if you are definitely good enough to get accepted, then you deserve a scholarship to attend MACAC. We encourage you to submit a FAFSA, and our early action deadline for this year is December 1st. So like I said, for fall 2022, you're going to want to apply in August. If you have any questions, you can contact me directly. Like I said, I'm an admissions counselor, also an alumni of the college. I'll throw my email up in the chat, as well as easy scheduling service if you like to schedule a portfolio review. If you are an underclassman, sophomore, junior, I would love to talk to you about your work and get to know what your artistic career goals are. Our general application deadline is February 15th. So by that time, we are looking to offer all of our scholarships based on your portfolio and your GPA. Thank you guys so much. If you have any other questions, I'm going to drop my info in the chat and feel free to reach out to me.
Thank you. Next up, we are going to hear from Columbia College, Chicago.
Thank you, thank you. Let me share my screen. All right. All right, so look at that beautiful picture. That's one of our residence halls. So I'm Allie. I am the admissions rep for Michigan from Columbia College, Chicago. My pronouns are she, her, hers. This is my contact information. I'll show this again at the end of the presentation, but feel free to take a quick picture of that and know that I am your person of contact. So about Columbia College Chicago, so it says it in our name. Obviously, we are located in Chicago, Illinois, specifically the South Loop area. It's literally right downtown where all the action is. Specifically about our school, we combine the creative arts, liberal arts, and business. So what you really should expect to experience here at Columbia is obviously the city of Chicago. Like I said, we are right where all the action is, located right across the street from Grant Park. So if you're familiar with the Buckingham Fountain, Cloud Gate, or the Bean, we are right down the street from the museums, the Art Institute. We are neighbors with the theater district, obviously all the music venues. So tons going on right where we're located. Expect to collaborate here. You know, the creative industries really are collaborative. So that is what we encourage students to really engage in when they are here. So you will experience not only your main discipline, but outside of your discipline as well. Expect hands-on learning from year one. You will dive right into your major starting your freshman year. And then obviously networking and career preparation. We encourage students to dive into our career center from year one to really help start that process, you know, start building your professional resume and your professional portfolio. By the numbers, we have roughly 60 plus majors and programs available. We have about 7,000 undergraduate and graduate students, who we are a mid-sized liberal arts college. About 16% of our students identify as first-gen college students, and about 1/3 self-identify as LGBTQIA. As noted, we offer those 60 majors and programs. As you can see, this is a pretty comprehensive list. Please feel free to visit our website for a more in-depth look into each program. You'll notice we do offer some BFA and BMUS programs. Students are able to apply directly into select BFA and BMUS programs. You know, happy to answer any questions about that process, but know that is an option for you right off the bat. Now, if you decide to start within a different program initially, you do have the option to apply once you are here into those BFA and BMUS programs as well. So applying to Columbia, very, very smooth process. We are a Common App school, and we also have our own application as well, straight through our website. Technically, we also have a third way. It is our express application. But you know, somebody who reviews apps, I want to see more than just your grades, right? We have that holistic application review process. So we do have a short writing sample and then some optional pieces as well, such as your resume, letters of recommendation, and for our BA programs, a portfolio is optional. For BFA and BMUs, that is going to be a requirement. But you'll know right off the bat when you submit your application and receive an admissions decision back, know that you will be considered initially for those scholarships based off of merit. So that is academic history, need, and the talent, which is portfolio. So that's where that optional portfolio piece comes into play. To kind of go back a little bit, we have always been test optional. We're actually moving towards test free. So we will not even need or use your test scores in our review at all. And then obviously we do encourage students to fill out the FAFSA if they are eligible to do so. To access our application, you can visit colum.edu/apply. We are still accepting applications for this fall. We are kind of moving towards, you know, where it may be a little bit tight to get everything in, but it's still doable. So visit colum.edu to apply. And then I just want to thank you so much for your time, and please feel free to reach out should you have any questions whatsoever. Again, my contact information is listed below for you.
Thanks, Allie. Next up, we are going to hear from Beloit College.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Yana, and I'm an admissions counselor at Beloit College, but more proudly, I am an alum of the college. I graduated very recently in May of 2020. So a lot of what I'm going to be sharing with you today are very lived experiences by me, and I love this place very, very much. So to start off, Beloit is a small liberal arts college in Wisconsin. We have around 1,200 students. So we have a very diverse population. You know, it's a pretty small school, but even with that, we have over 43 states represented and 40 plus countries on campus. And that comes with a large diversity, especially in diversity of thought. So we have our students that are very curious, and they usually take multiple majors. Many students do double majors. Around 1 out of 3 students has a double major, double minors, whatever combination, because they can't just choose one topic to study. And that is highly encouraged at Beloit, and it has a very high success rate, as around 93% of our students are either employed or in graduate school 6 months after graduation. Now, you have this major success after Beloit because of the mentoring you receive while you're here. So we have a new program called our Advanced Mentoring Program, where our students are matched with an advisor within 72 hours of choosing Beloit. So within 3 days of you choosing us, we will give you an academic advisor who's going to be with you step by step before you even come to Beloit as a first-year student. That's going to help you choose your classes and kind of understand what college is like and what I guess Beloit is like as well, with different workshops and connecting you to the Beloit community. And once you get more focused into your major, into more in some academic field that you really want to pursue for a career later on, you can be a part of a career channel. And that is where you have multiple different career channels, but you're really sent to different internships, jobs. You have different experience for networking, for connections, and especially with this little map here in larger cities. So Madison, Milwaukee, Chicago, we're very close to all those larger cities within an hour or an hour and a half for Chicago. And there you can really get introduced to larger industries and be even more more career ready. And, we're really committed to our students, and especially on our campus, and because it's completely designed for you. And the most obvious reason, or most obvious fact, is that our powerhouse, which is our new student union and recreation center, it was a coal-powered energy plant, and it was completely redesigned and remade into our new student union. So everything, the fun, the fitness, study spaces, food, it's all inside there, which is incredible. But as well as our athletics and any clubs, they're all designed to amplify your academics, never take away from it. You never have to sacrifice anything academically or extracurriculars, because everything is always designed to kind of help the other thing keep up. So it's an amazing campus, as well as amazing downtown, 5 minutes from campus. Any work opportunities on campus or leadership opportunities, again, are all built for you to amplify your experience at Beloit. And one thing that has really set us apart from some of the other colleges and universities you're going to hear from today is really our reaction to the COVID-19 pandemic that we are still in. Crazy to believe, but Beloit came above and beyond with the Beloit Action Plan. So it is a set of academic, personal, and financial support programs to help our students and their families to continue to get this education. And with this plan, we were actually recognized as the #5 most innovative college in the country. So we're very proud of that. And we continue, we don't stop there. We have a new action plan called Beloit Action Plan 2.0, which you can check out on our website. And it's just a constant promise to our students to help them during this pandemic. But also our students went above and beyond as well. And they wrote our new statement of culture and really just established the behavioral expectations for campus life during COVID-19. Our students are very vocal and they love to actually act. So if that sounds like you, please consider applying to Beloit. We are a lovely committee that loves to read your applications. We love to read the essays and the recommendation. We look at far more than just your transcript and your GPA. The word is holistic. We do a holistic application review because you are so much more than just your test scores, which is why we are test optional. We have been for a very long time. And will continue to be so even after the pandemic. So if you want to apply to Beloit, please do so. And if you have any questions, here's my contact information. Feel free to send me an email. I also really encourage you all to come out and visit Beloit College in Wisconsin. We are doing in-person visits very safely and social distanced, one-on-one with a student guide and your own family, as well as one-on-one appointments with an admissions counselor like myself. So it's very safe and very, very good to get out and see campuses. Thank you very much for being here today and for listening to my little presentation. Thank you.
Thanks, Yana. And next up, we are going to hear from Northland College.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Tori, and I'm an admissions counselor at Northland College. And let's get into it. So Northland was founded in 1892. It's a community of about 600 students from all across the US and a couple different countries. We're located in the Chequamegon Bay area of northern Wisconsin, just about an hour from Duluth and about 40 minutes from the Apostle Islands. Northland's main campus is about 100 acres in size, but our borders are really just the start. We're right between the city of Ashland and the about 1 million acres of national forest. The city itself is vibrant with cozy buildings, cozy restaurants, local craft and antique stores, walking and biking trails, movie theater, a cute little skate park, and of course the harbor. And it's all been shaped by a century of incredible history. We're a part of a proud tradition of liberal arts colleges, but we have a bit of a twist. We focus a lot on sustainability and social justice. And this building here is Wheeler Hall, which was the first to be built off campus, and my favorite. And today it houses our humanities programs and courses. Our programs span the arts and sciences as well, with notable Northland-specific programs like natural resources, outdoor education, sustainable community development, and more, with some new minors in sustainable agriculture, sports management, and newly climate studies as well. We're also NCAA Division III for college athletics, with 14 different varsity sports and about 38% of our student body participating, with everything from soccer to lacrosse, golf, and so much more. I don't know about y'all, but I can't wait to get back out and see games in person. Miss that for sure. Also, Northland's commitment to environmental education has been noticed around the US by some notable organizations. We were recognized as a cool school by Sierra Magazine in 2020. We joined the Real Food Challenge. We are an EcoLeague member. We divested from fossil fuels back in 2017, and we are Wisconsin's first bee campus. Another defining characteristic of Northland is our strong sense of community. The student to faculty ratio of 10-1, you definitely get to know people well. And with a bunch of different clubs and organizations, 3 different student publications, a gear rental outpost, and plenty of events throughout the year, definitely get to make great friends and get a fantastic education at the same time. It's the sort of place where when you walk down these sidewalks, people will just say hi to you, even if you've never met them before. Also, our location really underwrites everything that we do. Central to our sense of place is Lake Superior, which is just 10 blocks off campus. Lake Superior is the largest freshwater lake in the world by surface area. It's roughly 350 miles long, about the size of North Carolina. It's so vast that it even creates its own weather patterns. Over the course of almost 130 years now, Northland has developed a style of education that really thrives in this environment, most notably by providing experiential learning in abundance, whether it's in the field, in the lab, or out in the community. And of course, our biology and natural resource majors especially spend countless hours out in the field. Professor Michelle Small said it best when she said, "I love that Northland College is a school where you can know your students by their first names, where you can do your job in depth, giving 100%, expecting the same in return, and reaping the rewards as you see real progress in your students' growth and development." She's been teaching at Northland for almost 47 years now and still holds that same opinion. Let's talk applications. It's totally free to apply to Northland, and letters of recommendation are not required, nor essays. And of course, if you haven't been able to take the ACT or SAT this year, that's totally okay. We are test optional. Review takes about 2 weeks for us here at Northland. We also do take the Common App and such. And let's talk scholarships and aid. The total cost of attendance for Northland next year is just about $49,000, though not a single person pays that much. Our academic scholarships, which are awarded at the same time as your admission decision, start at $19,000 per year. There's also no extra fee for out-of-state students. There are also merit-based scholarships available. And be sure to send us your FAFSA for things like student loans and grants and all that great kind of stuff, and work study as well. And in conclusion, be very sure to check out our social media to see more of what students are up to right now. One of my favorite terms, which is May term, is right around the corner for us. May term is a 1-month consolidated course term just during the month of May, since it's a little bit nicer, a little bit warmer up here in northern Wisconsin during that time. That's when we do things like field ornithology, students do geology field camp, go out to Montana for the month, study rocks, go up to the Boundary Waters for pens and paddles, to study different literature, read, write, canoe, all that great stuff. It's definitely my favorite course term, so be sure to check out our social media to see more of what students are up to. And I will pass it back to Kelsey. Thank you.
Thank you, Tori. Next up, we are going to hear from St. Norbert College.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Catherine Hankamp. I'm one of the Associate Directors of Admission for St. Norbert College. I'm also an alum of the school. If you're not familiar with St. Norbert, we're just about 45 minutes from the UP, about 4 hours from the bridge and 5 hours from Grand Rapids. So not too far away from the Michigan area. We are in a suburb of Green Bay. We're in De Pere, Wisconsin. And honestly, the location was one of the biggest reasons why I personally chose to go to St. Norbert. Coming originally from the Chicagoland area, I was looking for a school that was very not in the middle of nowhere, but also not right in a big city. So this is really that perfect fit for me, where you have within walking distance of campus, Main Street, which has restaurants. There's like 3 coffee shops, a gourmet cupcake shop. So there's tons to do, and you're on this gorgeous waterfront campus in our area. So great location for you to be a part of. And then Green Bay, the 3rd largest city in Wisconsin, is just 10 minutes from our campus. So you have access to Fortune 500 and 100 companies as a student for internships. And our students are really sought after for all of these paid opportunities because we are one of 2 schools in the area. So there's really not a lot of competition for these opportunities as well. So that's something that I think is really great for a St. Norbert student. As far as the school itself as well, we are a liberal arts institution. We're a Catholic institution, but we talk mostly about our Norbertine heritage. We're actually the only Norbertine college in the entire world. So I would definitely say that that's probably one of our unique things about our school. The Norbertines are an order of the Catholic religion. They're 900 years old this year. So we've been celebrating their anniversary this year. And they're really well known for their two values of radical hospitality and communio. Radical hospitality is something you definitely have to experience. So when you do come to campus, we always hope you get a sense of it, but it really creates this campus culture that's inclusive and welcoming for all that are there, whether, you are visiting for the day, you're there for your 4 years. And, especially when you come back as an alum, it definitely feels like it's home to you when you're there. As far as communio goes, it really is the opportunity for our students to be involved in their local and global communities and really give back to the area around us. So even though it's not a requirement, about 89% of our students are involved in some form of service during their 4 years. Communio also plays a huge role in our tight-knit campus community. We're very residential. We have about 2,000 undergraduate students total on our college campus, and 98% of our students are living on campus all 4 years. You can kind of see a couple of the different options. They range from that traditional classic residential hall or dorm where you and a roommate share a room, bathroom to the floor. But by the time you get to your junior and senior year, you're in apartments that might have vaulted ceilings, fireplace, indoor parking, which is a must in Wisconsin if you ask me. And then our townhouses, which are right on the water. So probably the least expensive waterfront property you're ever going to own or have. And then you have our campus owned houses. So it feels like you are more of an adult and getting that experience of living off campus, but you are still kind of in that what we call safety net of living through your campus community. Very close walk to your classes, maybe 10 minutes from one end of campus to another. And you're not having to pay utilities, bills, all that. It's all part of your education. So one of the big benefits of our students really living on campus all 4 years and really being active in their campus culture is that they are so involved. We have over 100 plus clubs and organizations that you can be a part of, and they're definitely very active. Something going on constantly with our students. You can choose everything from our academic, which I always encourage our students to get involved in, especially first years. You can learn a lot about maybe the major you're thinking of getting into, or once you decide that major, working with some students that are upperclassmen to really figure out what are the best things to do as a student in that area, get some advice for that. You have faith and service groups, special interest, if you'd like to knit, wakeboard, water ski teams, some recreational clubs, theater, music. It really kind of takes the form of that liberal arts education where you can try a little bit of everything when you're outside of the classroom. We also have Greek life if you're interested in that. If you are an athlete, maybe want to compete in college, we have Division III athletics. We have 23 teams. Our newest are men's volleyball and men's and women's swimming and diving. We've added a new pool to campus. I'll talk about facilities in a second here, but because of that, we now have those three new sports, I should say. Our teams have a great history of winning. We've actually won 5 national championships in men's hockey. So there's definitely not a lack of school spirit or what we call Green Knight pride on our college campus as well. When it comes to academics, you can see a list of all of our programs. There's over 80 to choose from, but for us, the most popular tend to be in our sciences, our business. Education is a huge area for us, communications and media studies. But mostly the thing we like to focus on are those pre-professional tracks as well as the science areas. In any major, you're going to work very closely with a faculty member. Our class sizes average around 19, with the largest of around 30. But you're going to work very closely with those faculty members through research with them, but every single student is paired with a faculty member who serves as their academic advisor. They make sure that you're staying on track to graduate in 4 years, which is something we really guarantee for our students as well. But they're really making sure you're staying on track if you want to study abroad or do an internship, which is something that's always very popular on our campus as well. As far as facilities go, we've completed about $150 million in renovations to campus, all from private donations. So campus is actually in better shape than it was when I was a student. So you have some beautiful new facilities, including our Gail Mova Science Center, which is actually the Medical College of Wisconsin is on our campus. So we're actually the only small liberal arts college in the country with a medical school right on campus. Since I'm running out of time, just a little bit about the application process. You can apply test optional. We open up our application this fall. In September, or I should say in August, and I will drop some information in the chat for you, but thanks.
Thanks, Catherine. And next up, we are going to hear from DePaul University.
All righty, let me go ahead and share my screen really quickly. Okay, there's that. And here we are. Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Lo Elliott. I'm an admission counselor here at DePaul University, and I'm actually coming to you live from Lincoln Park. So I do live just steps away from campus, and I am also taking graduate classes here at DePaul. So I have just been really enjoying my experience working for DePaul, and I want to tell you a little bit about that. So we were founded in 1898, so we've been around some time, and we were founded by the Congregation of the Mission. So that is a group of Vincentian priests, and they really taught us how to create a Vincentian community. And what that means is that we really focus on individualism and service. So we're going to talk a little bit about that shortly, but we are the largest Catholic university in the United States. We have about 23,000 students in total, and about 15,000 of them are undergrad. One piece so we are a really large institution, but cool thing about DePaul is the best of both worlds here. Our student faculty ratio is 17:1, and our average class size is below 30. So I like to think of DePaul as having this large reach of that large institution while creating a lot of personalism for you here. So let's talk really quickly about something that makes DePaul very unique, and that's going to be our dual campus system. DePaul we have our campus here in Lincoln Park, and that is going to house, and we're going to talk on the next slide, we're going to talk a little bit about which colleges classes are taken at each campus, but Lincoln Park is kind of your home base. We have a beautiful green quad area. We have multiple eating facilities here. We have the Ray Meyer Fitness Center here. A lot of your activities are going to be here in Lincoln Park. You're also going to take all of your general education courses here in Lincoln Park as well. But the cool thing about it is when you take classes in the College of Business, the College of Communications, or the College of Computing and Digital Media, you're going to be able to take those classes in the loop. And that is because that is the epicenter of those industries. One really cool thing is that most of the time students do not have classes here on Friday. So we like to leave that space for students. And since you'll have a UPass that allows you to take the L, which is our train here at the bottom of the screen, to and from Lincoln Park, and you really can explore anywhere in the city. You know, maybe on a Friday you're working in the loop at an internship, or maybe you're going to the loop for classes, and then afterwards you're headed to your internship or job shadowing. So we really want you to have that dynamic experience of being able to experience Lincoln Park, which is this more residential area, opposed to the loop, which is the downtown area. So a little more hustle bustle. We do have 12 res halls here at DePaul, 11 of which are in Lincoln Park, and then we do have a res hall in the loop as well. Another unique thing about DePaul is that we're on the quarter system. So the interesting thing about that is that your classes are only 10 weeks long. So you will actually have the opportunity to take about 12 different classes throughout the year, opposed to say 8 on a semester system. So you'll have a wider variability of the courses that you're going to take. If you're looking at this, if you're looking at the months that are here on the screen, you may be like, okay, September through November, that's going to be our fall quarter. And then you actually don't come back to DePaul until the beginning of January for our winter quarter. So that means you get a 6-week break after your first 10-week term here at DePaul. So students will do short-term study abroads. We have a first year abroad program, or maybe you're going to go home and work a job. We always say it really gives our students a lot of flexibility so that you can really take time to do whatever you'd like during that fall break. Then you'll have classes into March. You'll have a regular spring break, just like a lot of other institutions. And then after your week break, you'll come back and you'll go March through the beginning of June. So it's a little bit longer, but I always tell my students it's a wonderful opportunity for you to really enjoy Chicago during those warmer summer months. Sit out on the quad, sit at the local coffee shops, and study and wrap up finals. It's a really exciting time for us. So we do have 10 colleges here at DePaul, and we have over 300 programs. So my recommendation is always, if you have questions about any of our particular majors, definitely reach out to us admission counselors. We are happy to provide you any additional information about these colleges. But I will run through them and kind of give you a few highlights. So the DePaul College of Business is our largest college here. We have accountancy, real estate, finance, business administration, The College of Communications has media and cinema studies, journalism. We have the College of Computing and Digital Media. That's going to be graphic design, IT, cybersecurity. It also houses our film and TV program, which is it's our fastest growing major here at DePaul. Our students actually work on a live film set here in Chicago called CineSpace. The College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences, this is going to house all of your gen eds or liberal studies classes here at DePaul. And it also houses things like anthropology, sociology, a lot of really great interdisciplinary programs, as well as great pre-law majors. Then we have the College of Science and Health. This is going to be all our physical sciences. So if you want to be a physician's assistant, a doctor, a physical therapist, you can do our pre-professional programs through our College of Science and Health. The College of Education, we have everything from early childhood education all the way up until secondary ed. And we also have a wonderful physical education program as well. And then the last two colleges I do want to mention are the Theater School and the Music School, and those are conservatory programs. So if you're interested in DePaul, we do have an application that is early action. We would ask that you apply by November 15th. We are free, we are test optional, and we use the Common App. So again, feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, and I'll go ahead and put my information in the chat. Thank you.
Thank you, Lo Elliott, and thank you to all of our panelists for presenting. I'm going to ask you all to join me back on camera and answer a question or two for our audience before we finish up for this afternoon. So the first question I have is, what is your favorite event or tradition on campus? And if you guys just want to answer in the order in which you presented, that would be wonderful.
So our favorite tradition or event on campus at MIAD is our annual welcome festival that we host for our first year students. And so we close down the main street that's right in front of our main building, and we have all of our student clubs come out. We have a huge barbecue. A lot of local companies also come and talk to our students and begin some of those initial networking opportunities.
Awesome. We have something very similar here at Columbia College Chicago. It is called Manifest. It is the end of the year street festival. Essentially, it's a huge festival we put on to really celebrate our seniors that are leaving us and then welcoming our incoming students for that year. So it's the opportunity for them to really showcase all the hard work that they put in. So we do block off part of the street as well right by campus. It's open to the public. It's just one huge, awesome celebration. So that's definitely by far my favorite tradition we have.
One of my favorite events at Beloit is called Spring Day, and it's one day in the spring where we cancel all classes and we just rent giant inflatables, slip and slides, bumper cars, and have a lot of popcorn and cotton candy. So it's just fun to have a nice spring day after the long winter.
My favorite event on campus has to be, let's say, the Everybody Party, which is at the beginning of the year, we welcome all of our first year students across one of our two bridges with a big Irish drum. It's a whole thing. It's super goofy. And then they have live music and local food, big bonfire. Like the sailing club brings their sailboat up onto the mall. It's a whole thing. It's a ton of fun.
St. Norbert, my favorite when I was a student was actually what we call picking. And when you are either in a sorority or fraternity or an independent group, you actually pick a member of the opposite gender to be in your group with you. So the guys, it's the weirdest thing. We call the guys the ugly. He's never ugly. It's just, a term of endearment for us. And then the girls are the queens of the fraternities or the guys groups. And it's just so much fun because you get dressed up in your group's colors. There's a lot of a ton going on campus. So it's just a lot of fun. And every student, even if you're not involved in it, you love going out and see who the groups pick because, a smaller school, you tend to get to know a good enough people that it's a lot of fun to watch.
I would say that one of the coolest events that we have every year is called Fest. Some students here refer to it as like the mini Lollapalooza. We have different artists come and perform. We've had people like Childish Gambino performed, Little Yachty was scheduled to perform, 303. So they really, have, it's always at the end of the year. So students have put in all of that hard work, and it's always really cool to see a lot of these artists too, as they're like up and coming. So our students always get a kick out of sharing their experience and saying like, oh, I got to see them on DePaul's campus before they really hit it big. So it's just a really cool moment that those students get to remember.
Awesome. And we have a little less than 5 minutes left. So I'm going to ask one last question, and if you could each try to answer in around 30 seconds or so. But if you want to give all of our students and families watching one piece of advice for going through the college search process, what would that be?
One piece of advice that I would give is reach out to the admissions counselor. We are the people who want to be talking to you and working with you. So don't be afraid. We are friendly faces and are just here to help.
Agreed. Definitely stay in contact with us. That is essentially what we are here for. And know your value. Pick a school that values you and, supports you. And yeah, know your value and stay connected with us.
I think right now it's really important when we're in such a virtual world to get out and see campuses in person. It's really hard to. I know not all campuses are open, but if you have a chance, especially if you're just beginning your college search process, get out and really get the fit and the feel of a campus in person.
Yeah, if you're able to talk to like current students and faculty, definitely do that. They oftentimes love talking to prospective students, so be sure to ask us. And don't be afraid to ask us questions. Yeah, we're always here to help.
I would say really track all the information you're finding out about schools. It's kind of hard to, and things start to mix together. So make sure you track that either like in a spreadsheet, and have a conversation with your parents now early on in the search about cost, because that's something that can be really one of the big defining decision makers for families. And I think that can be something that if you start to have that earlier rather than later, it can really help out.
I would say that a huge piece of advice is just to remember that there's never too many questions. I think, especially as a first generation student myself, I didn't always know what to ask, but I think you can always share that with your admission counselor. If you're not sure what to ask, we can help drive that conversation and see what maybe you do know or what questions would be most helpful for us to kind of uncover for you. So the more we know you, the better we can get you the right information and help kind of guide that conversation.
Thank you all so much for sharing, and thank you for everyone that joined us today. When you close out of this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. This is just one of many different sessions that were hosted today, and there will be some later this week, so please be sure to sign up for more. In about a week, you will be able to find this session's recording as well as all the others at strivescan.com/Michigan. Thank you all so much for attending, and thank you for our panelists for spending your afternoon with us. We hope you all have a wonderful day.